Hey, hello, and how are you doing today? So in this video, I'm going to talk about Predator Killer of Killers, which I recently, well, I say recently, it was a few days ago now. It's the arse end of last week. It's now Wednesday, so it's a few days, but it's still fairly prominent in my mind. Or is it? We shall find out. So yeah, Predator Killer of Killers. Became aware of this earlier this year. Um, I did hear that along with Predator Badlands, they were making another Predator film. I'm like, fucking hell, two. Um, then I found out it was going to be a animation. I'm like, well, okay, fair enough. And I watched a trailer for it when that dropped a month or two back. And, I wasn't chomping at the bit to see it. I mean, I think I've mentioned this before. Yeah, I did a trailer reaction for Predator Badlands, and I think I mentioned in that I wasn't chomping at the bit for anything Predator related, seeing as the last decent Predator thing was Predator 2 a long time ago. But I thought, yeah, I'll watch that. So, yeah, I got around to watching it. And, yeah, it's there. It's probably the best Predator thing since Predator 2, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. Yeah, yeah. In terms of, like, not be the least offensive, maybe. The least offensive thing to Predator lore or the original Predator film in general. Yeah, so of all the sequels and whatnot, this is the least offensive thing. Um, but yeah, overall, as just what a film, it's there, Like I said, I found out it was animated, and I'm like, okay, and I watched the trailer, and the, the trailer showed like the certain fantastic elements you can get away with animation as opposed to live action. I mean, yeah, there's the third story of the anthology that's set during World War II, where it's a pilot, and the scenes in that where he's having to fly the plane while he's hanging out the fucking on the side of it, or he's on the wing and he's playing about with the rudder trying to tip it up. It's yeah, or the wing, whatever. It's, stuff that'd give Tom Cruise the shits. And if that was in a live action film, I mean, obviously it'd be like CG to fuck, but he wouldn't buy it. He wouldn't accept it as much as what you do in an animated context. Um, so yeah, a lot of the action is like in terms of a physical dexterity and stuff. It's quite fantastic. In a literal sense, it's not like wow, that was brilliant. It was just like fantastic, as in it's can't do that really. Yeah. I don't give a fuck who you are. But yeah. So as I mentioned, it's three separate stories in three separate time periods. Um, but they all become linked up with the well, we call it the wraparound, I guess, but the fourth story, which also acts as the wraparound, as is a frequent facet of anthology films. Anyone who loves Amicus like I do will be aware of this. So yeah, the first uh, story, it's a 800 something AD. It's a Viking one, so it's set in like Norway or Scandinavia, that part of the world, icy and stuff. Might be Greenland, I don't know, but it's this woman who's like the warrior queen, which basically goes to exact revenge on the dude that forced her to, well, tried to force her to kill her father, but her father kind of killed himself instead, to stop her having to press the sword down, all that stuff of that. Not a very nice guy. Anyway, this dude who made him do that. So she's going off with a band of warriors to take out this dude's army and then him. And she's also taken her son. on his first battle thing. And all the time they're being observed by a predator. He's all cloaked up in that. Just occurred to me. Only in the hottest years this happens. And this year it grows hot. Sound familiar? Well, apparently it's not quite so. Says this predator is jumping about the fucking ice plains of fucking Scandinavia and that. I know this part of the law's already been slashed on with AVP, when we found out they built a pyramid underneath the fucking North Pole or whatever. They don't exist, so forget them. So yeah. And was it Gary Busey says in Predator 2? They're attracted by heat and conflict. Apparently it's more conflict than heat. But anyway, yeah. So this warrior queen, she has a fucking... She kills this dude's out and slices the fuck out of him. As soon as she does, as soon as that's all over, he fucking... Predator just like reveals himself. He's just like stood there at the back of the room where this is all happening. He just goes, jump. Hi, I'm here to kill you. Which, well, this reminded me of all the stories in this. Well, all the three different stories in this. The three main protagonists. For me, they all felt like little sequels to Prey. And this was done by the dude that did Prey, Dan Trachtenberg. And what I mean by that is Prey itself felt like it could have been its own movie. Didn't have to have a predator in it because it was about this girl and her rites of passage type of thing. And he just kind of bunged in a predator as the antagonist of the piece. And that's what all these three stories felt. I mean, there's a Viking one where the predator who, not hunting him, was just watching them kill each other. Then he just pops up and goes, "Blackjack," Then they have a big fucking Barney. Then the second one's set in feudal Japan. I think it's feudal. Is it around 14th, 17th? It's back in the day when he had swords and all that shit. Yeah, and that's about these two brothers who as children, their father, who's like some kind of, not a king, but some kind of dude that sits in the big chair, and these two kids are his sons, and it appears he forces them to fight each other to decide who rules in his wake after he's popped his clogs. It seems like he's trying to force them to battle to the death. So initially they both refuse to fight, then one yields and attacks the other one, and the one who refuses to fight gets fucked off into the paddy fields or something, and the other one becomes like, the next in line. Then like 20 years later, the father dies, and then the brother who gets fucked off decides to again exact some kind of revenge and take out like all the soldiers in the I want to say pagoda, but it's not a pagoda. It might be a pagoda. I don't know. Just like a Japanese palace type of thing, with the curly roof, with the leprechaun's hat for a roof, Plastic. So yeah, it was kind of similar to the first one. Like this dude with like miraculous feats of physical dexterity, in terms of like hacking and slashing and ninjaing his way to get to his brother. When they have a big fight, and then a predator pops up and starts having a pop at both of them. The brother who's like the new monarch, he gets mortally wounded, but they decide to put aside the differences to thwart this predator. We can only kill this demon together, and they do. But like I said, one gets mortally wounded, and he pops his sandals at the end of that story. And yeah, again, could have been its own completely separate thing. Could have been its own thing, own story. Yeah, then a predator just pops up at the end and says, "Oi, I'll fight you. Come on, see you, Jimmy." One thing I will interject with is each story ends with showing the protagonist on like what appears to be some kind of the room, like some kind of holding cell maybe, and they're all in this room together. Each protagonist from each of the three stories. It's like even though these are all set like hundreds of years apart from one another, it's like they all have a collar around it. You can kind of guess what the gist is here. Then we got the third story that's set in World War II. I think it's like of a Pacific theatre. This dude is a pilot, and this is more involving with the predator because it's what's a different kind. It's something you've not seen a predator do before. It's a dogfight predator. It's a pilot one. Like I said, he's having a dogfight with this squadron of American fighters. That was decent, but like I said, ridiculous feats of physical liberty taking, but it's the kind of thing you can get away with in animation, or like I said, you accept it a little more. And yeah, it's just some dude who's no one believes him no one believes in him as a pilot. Is a bit unsure of himself, and by the end of it, he's all like saves the day and all that shit. In terms of the action in the three of them, it's like it's loud, it's big, but it's what it is. It's you can't really absorb some of it because it's all like fast and that. And yeah. Anyway, so yeah, those are the three stories. I don't have a particular favourite one. I don't think. Like I said, they all kind of seem the same. I guess the third story was kind of less preyish than the first two, as in like it's an actual dogfight. It's involving a predator. He doesn't just pop up at the end and like lob his cock out or anything like that. I will mention each predator in these stories is it's a different predators, like different designs. I mean, in the Viking one, this predator's it's like fucking Eddie Hall or something. Just this big brick shithouse of a predator. He's like a super predator, which you've seen in like Predators and The Predator. And it weren't a good idea in either of them, so I don't know what the fuck they're playing. But yeah, then in the Japanese one, it was more your classic Predator. It looked the most like Predator for that. And in this one with the dogfight, it was the most unique. Well, the most not seen a Predator like this before because he's not got his dreadlocks for a kickoff. He's bald. He looks like a bog. That's what I thought when I was watching it. If the bog got hold of a predator and fucked him up, bogged him up, shaved his dreads off. Because he had like targeting thing over his eye, and I'm assuming that was part of the aircraft or the spaceship it was in. But yeah, he looked very unpredator like. He reminded me of the antagonist from Star Trek 6. If you know what I mean. Wasn't that what's his name? Is it Christopher Glover? I can't remember the name of the actor, but it reminded me of that dude anyway. So yeah, there was that. I don't know I've mentioned that, but I just did. Which is fine. I mean, they did that at the end of Predator 2, where they had all these different. They were all similar looking, but they were like some of them had like kind of different kind of skin patterns and stuff. So it showed us more than like one, you know, one race of Predator. You know, different strokes of them and that. But yeah, all the Super Predator and that, and whatever the fuck. Yeah. Where the fuck was I? Yeah. Anyway, so turns out the reason, well, not the reason, but in the fourth story, or you know, the wraparound finale, I mentioned earlier it shows all the three protagonists. They're all in the same, what looks like a holding cell. And the reason for this is they beat the Predator in each of these stories. Well, obviously, but you know, is that what you'd imagine to happen? A bit too easily, I thought, especially in the Viking one. Well, not especially in all of them, really. Maybe not so much the dogfight one, but that was a bit daft to be honest. Not fucking about. Yeah, so they thwarted the Predator, and apparently, if that happens, another Predator ship will come, a bigger ship. It'll come and fucking kidnap you, imprison you, take you back to. I think it's the Predator's home planet. It might not be. It might just be one of these for like fighting. And I think it is their home planet. I don't fucking know. Do you? Oh yeah, they call them the Yautja in here. I remember first coming across that word when I read one of the Predator books. So apparently their race is called Yautja. The Yautja. It's like, don't what fuck about calling them Yautja. They're predators. You never bothered doing that with the xenomorphs in Alien, did you? They're the xenomorphs. They're alien. Yeah. They're not called like the Flopodongas or anything, are they? Oh, the race, species of the Flopodonga. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. So if you're lucky enough to survive a predator trying to kill you, and you manage to kill it, or him, or her, whatever, your reward is getting kidnapped, fucked off to another planet, where you have to fight with other, in this case, other two people who were also beat a predator. You have to fight to the death, and whoever wins that, they have to fight this big fuck off predator, like king predator. And it's like Jesus fucking Christ, man. Yeah. So in this one, they all like team up and say, "Look, fuck this dude, you know, let's get out of here." So they managed to fight their way to the predator ship, and for some reason, Zapata from the World War II story, he manages to figure out how to fly the fucking thing. And him and the Japanese dude end up getting away. The Viking ship jumps back off to like delay the predators who are coming after him. And it's irrelevant. This anyway. Well, I don't know what the ending's doing because it shows them two get away, but like only seconds later, there's like loads of fucking other predator ships just rise up, and the king predator goes, "Let's go hunting." It's like, what are they going after these dudes, or are you just all these other ships just going off to like different planets and doing what they've been doing? You know what predators do. But yeah, one thing that got me thinking is like, look, obviously there's something going that can predators, have they conquered time travel? Because you know you've got a chick from 800 AD, you got a dude from Japan in the 17th century or 14th century, I can't remember. And you got a dude from the mid 20th century, all having a. So it's like, how did they manage that then? But it's how, it's revealed that the predators, they keep them in stasis pods, from what I can gather. Um, so so I mean, they've had this Viking chick on ice for like over 1,000 years. I mean, I'm assuming this film is set in 2025 or whatever, or World War II era at least, because that's when you get the third dude. And so yeah, that's your reward for fucking. Not only do you get, if you win a predator, if you survive a predator, the reward is getting fucked off your own planet, getting put into stasis for hundreds of years, for over 1,000 years in the case of this Viking chick. Then you have to fucking do all this bollocks on their planet. God knows what happens if you win the King Predator. What do you get then? Oh, gift vouchers? What the fuck? But there's a little pre-credit, little post-credits. Well, it's not post-credits, it's mid-credits. It's not even mid-credits. It's a couple of credits in, and then they show this thing where this Viking chick's in the stasis pod. She's been taken back. And there's all these other stasis pods, and they go past one, and it shows in this particular stasis pod is the chick from Prey, the Native American girl, Storm Breath Thunder Lips, or whatever she's called. Which got me thinking, fuck me. Which they did kind of suggest at the end of Prey, because it had that really weird credit sequence where at the end of the film, then it showed like these pictures of a predator ship showing up and like everyone dying or something. So this predator ship showed up. It said they took the chick who's just been accepted as like, a viable warrior. They've just fucked her off back to and put her on ice. She's still in a fucking stasis pod. She is. And it also got me thinking for a predator. That should have been something. They should have done that. They should have had Arnold or Dutch in one. That'd have been That'd have been such a fucking. That'd have made it worth it. Just for that little fucking. It's like, what? But it might not have made it worth it. It might have just fucked it up entirely. It's like, no. But I don't know. But it would have been cool just to see like Arnold in one of the stasis pods. It's like, stick around. What am I doing here? Yeah, and then you'd have to have Danny Glover in there as well, wouldn't you? Fucking Harrigan. But then, I suppose you have to fuck about with other people. I don't know. But it would have been just a, because you'd have to accept anything that's canon, do you? I mean, I don't accept anything past Predator 2 as canon. Because it's all gash for the most part, But yeah, if you're going to do this, it would have been a fun little thing to throw in there. Well, yeah. I mean, it might have spoiled it as well. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm thinking if I'd just been lying there watching it and it shows a stasis pod with the chick from Prey in it, then I don't know, then it scrolls along a bit and you see one with Dutch in it and then one with Harrigan in it. I'm like, what the fuck? Fuck me. Mind you, it would have been a good setup for Killer of Killers too, where, they thawed Dutch out and he has to do some crazy shit with predators. Yeah. Did I like this film? Like I said, it's the least shit thing. The least shittest Predator thing post Predator 2. That's not the greatest amount of praise, but that's all I'll give it. I mean, I was watching it. It was all like, splatter. It's like, yeah. Predators weren't hunting; they were just showing up at the end, and then kind of being cunts, really. Yeah. So, oh, you've just been going for this, right? I'm gonna fucking kill you. Oh, you killed me, fine. You're gonna get fucked off and be used as a human cockfight, But yeah, I dare say this is probably going to turn out to be better than Predator Badlands. I'm not particularly. Yeah. If I don't know if I bother going to the cinema to see that, I might do, but by all accounts, the Predator's a goodie. That's not going to work for me. The Predator is not a goodie. The Predator is not a protagonist. Okay, he tried doing that in AVP, even though that doesn't exist. It didn't work. It doesn't exist. But yeah, it shows what you can do with animation. Like I said, you could like do something with Dutch, maybe. You could veer off separate universe, like they did with the Halloween films. Just like disregard all the others apart from the original, and like start do another sequel to it. Do a proper one with Concrete Jungle, where it's Dutch's brother and that, and Dutch pops up as oh fucking I don't know, you know. These are the things you can do with animation because it doesn't require like as ridiculous amounts of money as you know. But yeah, Predator, Killer of Killers. Those were a few thoughts on it. Yeah, what did you think of it? Put it in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share on your social media. And until next time, see you, Johnny.